Hello, I am Timothy Booth, and I have a jazz orchestra that's called Toronto Art Orchestra. We have a show coming up April 24th at Hugh's Room. The actual band starts playing at 8:30, but I'm going to be giving a short pre-concert talk at 8 p.m. And I have with me today Bruce Cassidy, incredible musician and all-around great guy, and he's gonna. It's just a little interview with him, and he's going to demonstrate his electric valve instrument, which he'll be playing on the show, on one of our tunes. And then we'll talk just briefly about his two arrangements that he's done for the two singers. So, Bruce, great to have you with me today. And yeah, I just wanted you to, talk a little bit about your electronic valve instrument.
Called usually referred to as an EBI. It's just a wind controller for trumpet player. This is a new version of it developed by a fellow in Sweden called Johan Berglund, and it's a solid state version of an instrument that's been around for about 40 years. Um, and Most people have it as it's used in films, and it can has a kind of chameleon nature. It can sound like any instrument. So it's used a lot for where unusual melodies are required, etc., or sound effects. And I've been using it for since 1979. I found when I was on the road. So I'll just show a little bit. It sort of measures your air pressure. So breathe into it. It sounds quite a bit more natural and melodic and uh, than than a keyboard would. So so that'd be really difficult to do on a keyboard synthesizer. There's the same range as piano, etc. So I can't take you through all the features, but I'll be playing it on the gig. And there's a song. Tell me what the song is again
It's called
that I'm playing it on.
"Dance You Monster" to my soft song. It's a really kind of
Mm.
wacky
It's
sort of
by Maria
rock and
Schneider, right?
yeah, rock influenced tune by Maria Schneider, who is one of the composers that we're featuring on the show, along with Bob Brookmeyer. And so it's going to be a real treat for people to, first of all, to hear you play that instrument. And Bruce is really a virtuoso on this instrument, and so it's going to be a great thrill for all of you um, to hear
So
him play.
these arrangements are amazing.
Yeah,
Maria Schneider and Bob Brookmeyer are the two like world heavies for
right.
big band writing.
So we're doing one of her earlier arrangements. That's kind of straight ahead thing, which I thought would be kind of interesting to hear where she's developed from. And then the Dance You Monster to My Soft Song is, also one of her earlier works, but I think it would be really interesting for people to hear that. The Bob Brookmeyer stuff is wonderful, and a couple of the tunes have such a almost an orchestral approach to the arranging, and I'm sure that there was an influence by Gil Evans in his voicings and his choice of instruments on certain things. And there's one tune that we play where I'm the bass trombonist playing with the bass clarinet and the clarinets and two saxophones. So it's really, not the usual use of sections of just the trombones or just the trumpets. So it's going to be really interesting. Um,
Yeah, this is like sort of I refer to this as sort of orchestral big band music, not just standard big band. It's not what you expect to hear with Buddy Rich or Maynard Ferguson
right. That's
or
why
what
we
sort of
we
stand.
we call it a jazz
Yeah,
orchestra. Yeah.
yeah, it's orchestral, what I call orchestral music, and I actually find it a lot more interesting than I do the standard big band fare.
Yes, for sure. And then Bruce has done two wonderful arrangements, one of Nature Boy and the other one, Ballad of the Sad Young Men, for our two singers who are, especially Jessica. She's sort of a rising star right now, Jessica Lalonde, and then also Tanya Wills. And maybe you could just talk a little bit about your approach to those arrangements, because they're also an influence there from Gil Evans. Am I correct in saying that?
Oh yeah, certainly he's my man, no doubt. So, uh, but the songs are actually "Ballad of the Sad Young Men." I first heard Gil Evans' arrangement of, and this is not his arrangement, but it was inspired by his great version of the song. Gil Evans plus 10. Jimmy Cleveland, I think, plays it on trombone. Um, and I love the arrangement and just in his approach to it. And the song is like really interesting because it tells a story, sort of a torch song. And Gil really captures the mood of that. So I've tried to do that for Tanya. And and Jessica's a nature boy. Um, it's a bit of for me, it's a bit of a statement. I think that what I love about nature is that in nature, everything in nature just goes like if you just look how things grow. They just grow every kind of way in some kind of fashion that's we can't really understand intellectually. Where all the things that men create, mankind creates are flat and square and round, and you know, so. And I try to capture that feeling by making the arrangement really very florid.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit. I'm always impressed when singers sing it because the background is quite abstract, But I'm really happy with the chart, and I think I really captured what it is I was out to get, So I look forward to hearing Jessica sing it, because it hasn't been sung, a lot. And I think I wrote it during my time in South Africa. It was quite a while ago.
Yeah, so it has a real organic feeling to it, coming from nature.
That's the idea. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. So I think that's all we're going to talk about today. But please come on out to our show April 24th at Hugh's Room live with a pre-concert talk by me at 8 p.m. I'm going to talk about a little bit about the composers and the tunes we'll be playing, and I'll also be talking about some of the guys in the band, and maybe we can even convince Bruce here to join me and demonstrate his EVI at the beginning of the show. Is that a possibility for you?
You won't have to do it during the gig.
Right.
And then the nice thing about doing the demo before is that I'm able to get to the bar. You see, if I don't give it and you get off the stand, I can't get to the bar because people say, "What is that thing you're playing?" So we'll get that out of the way before the band starts, and then I'll be free to drink.
Right. Yeah. So musicians need their medicine.
I like drink so much.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot, Bruce, and come on out. We'll see you all on April 24th at Hugh's Room. Thanks very much.
Yeah. Looking forward.
Yeah.
Ciao.